Hi everyone, so we are group 1 and here is our presentation for our Math and Physics task 1 output. And for this task, we are about to select any geometry solids other than sphere. So what we have choose is the square pyramid.
Definition of pyramid. The square pyramid is a three-dimensional geometric shape having a square base and four triangular faces, sides that meet at a single point called vertex. A most famous example of such a pyramid in real life is the Great Pyramid of Giza. On a small scale, when we learn about pyramids, then we have to learn the other concepts related to them, such as the volume of pyramid, base, slant length, lateral area, and surface area of pyramid.
Properties of square pyramid. Let us list out the properties that we have explored from this image. All these properties are derived from the definition of a pyramid. The pyramid has 5 faces. It has 4 side faces that are triangles. It has a square base. It has 5 vertices. And lastly, it has 8 edges. So for the next slide, we have here the following formulas that we will use to solve different parameters to our figure, which is the square pyramid. So the first one, we have the formula for volume, which is V is equal to 1 over 3 base times height, or B times H. And we can solve for slant height by using Pythagorean theorem. And we will just let L be the slant height. So we have the formula of the square root of L equals base divided by 2 plus height. Then for our lateral area, we have LA equals 2 times base times our slant height, or L. And lastly, for our surface area, we have SA equals B plus LA, or SA equals base squared plus 2 times base times slant height. So for next slide, we have here our sample problem. If we have a square pyramid with the height of 12 inches and the base of 10 inches long with 10 inches wide, so using this information, illustrate the pyramid and find both the volume and the surface area of this pyramid. So for number 1, let's start with the volume first. So the formula for our volume is 1 over 3 base times height, which is 1 over 3 times the side length squared times the height of the pyramid. So B is 10 and the height is 12. So 1/3 of 12 is 4 and 10 squared is 100. So in this problem, the volume is 400 cubic inches. So now, what about the surface area and also the lateral area? How can we find those things? Well, first, we need to calculate our slant height. So how can we do that? Notice that we can make a right triangle from this red line. So we will focus on that right triangle. Now we have the height of the triangle, which is 12, and the base, which is 10, and we knew that this red dot line has to be at the center of the pyramid. Therefore, the base must be half of 10 because this is the midpoint of the pyramid. So we put 5 instead. So from this point, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height, or find our slant height. So let L be the slant height. Now we have L squared is equal to B over 2 squared plus H squared. So we can use this formula to find the slant height. So B over 2 is 5 and h is 12. 5 squared is 25 and 12 squared is 144. When added together, that will give us the value of 169. From this point, we need to take the square root of both sides. The square root of 169 is 13. So that's the length of our slant height. So now that we have the value of our slant height, which is 13, we could find the lateral area using this formula. So now if we substitute, it's simply 2 times 10 times 13. Now 10 times 13 is 130 and 2 times 130 is 260. So our lateral area is 260 square inches. And then number 4, the last thing that when you speak for this problem is to calculate the surface area. So the surface area is the area of the base plus the lateral area, which is b squared plus 2bl. So b squared, that's going to be 10 squared plus 2 times 10 times 13. So 10 squared is 100, and we know that 2 times 10 times 13, that's our lateral area, which is 260, giving us a total surface area of 360 square inches. So that's the surface area of this figure. So that's the end of this presentation. Thank you for watching.